post, keeping the ball on the pinch post.
Well, second half just about ready to get underway, and checking the stats in the first half. Points in the paint, Argentina 26, New Zealand only 14. Fast break points, Argentina 6, New Zealand none. And 9 turnovers coming from the Kiwis, only 5 for Argentina. But Argentina yet to score from beyond the arc, and they're shooting 41% of the tournament from beyond there. I don't think the drought is going to continue too much longer. But here we go, start of the second half of play. Argentina 37, New Zealand 29.
The key for New Zealand is they've got to stop any onslaught early, because the Argentinians will come out real tough to try and put this game away early in this third period.
And foul is called on Pero Cameron. The Spanish press are calling him.
Well, a different starting 5 for Argentina coming out into the game. They've got Sanchez, Fabricio, Alberto, Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, and Andres Nocioni.
And the referee's checking something at the score bench. Once again, I think the scoring clock not working.
Nothing moved.
The time, the shot clock, that is. And there he is, the new coach, Sergio Fernandez of Argentina. He's a debutant at this level in a world championship. He's reputed to be very interested in the psychological side of the game. And he must be a master at psychology, because he's knitted together a team of stars. And Jeff, there doesn't seem to be any ego or egotists among this team. They're happy to share the ball around. All they want to do is win.
That's what the Argentinian press are really impressed with Fernandez as a coach. And there's an offensive charge. Pepe Sanchez goes down the lane. Pero Cameron. And they're all crowding around the referee. That's Pepe Sanchez's second foul.
Putting a little pressure on the referee, to no avail. So Sanchez, the basket does not count. He gets another foul for his effort. And New Zealand, if they score this time, could score first in this third period. It's crucial that they don't let Argentina get away from them if they're going to make a run here in the second half. Another turnover, misunderstanding. Jones and Kirk Penny.
Well, Kirk Penny was curling and around that screen, and Phil Jones passed it as if he was popping out of that screen. So, and as we say that, Pepe Sanchez throws a pass to a curling Manu Ginobili, and he thought Ginobili was popping out. So, bit of nerves, and you'd understand some nerves from Argentina, because everyone thought that Argentina would put New Zealand away very early in this game. They've hung around.
Well, that's
still
right.
in with a shot.
And Phil Jones scores first for New Zealand. 37-31. His toe must have been on the line, because they only gave him 2 points. And at the other end, Scola, after missing the shot, has a whack at Phil Jones and picks up another foul.
Well, this is what New Zealand wants to do in terms of a start, because Argentina have the opportunity, and they have the skill and the talent to be able to get out onto an early lead. New Zealand, if they can get into their minds, get them a little upset, the South American attitude may come through.
Inside, Phil Jones makes a move to the hoop. He just couldn't get the 2 points. Nice spinning move in the paint. Doesn't drop. 37-31. Game coming alive here. New Zealand scoring first. Scola. And he's fouled by Henry.
Well, poor Henry was just totally outmatched there as Scola goes down the lane. Paulie has a swipe at it. Paulie Henry has a swipe at it. As Scola was still going up, Paul Henry was coming down.
I thought you said he had a slice at it. No blood, however. Scola, he's the workhorse, one of the workhorses in this team. Wasn't too good from the free throw line in the first half, but he's got his first one here. Luis Scola now 5 of 7. He makes them both. And it's back to an 8-point lead, 39-31. Well, each team has scored 2 points in the third period here. The game is poised. Crucial time of the game. And
great hesitation dribble by Paul Henare.
You little beauty.
He just threw Pepe Sanchez off with a little hesitation.
Sanchez underneath. Scola bouncing in. Kicks it out as they do so often. Oh, look at the feedback. Alberto.
But look at the offensive rebounding again by Argentina. But that was the best closeout I've seen anyone in the New Zealand team do on Manu Ginobili, because Phil Jones was a left-hander, so he naturally stayed on his left hand. As Kirk Penny goes down the lane, turnover again, New Zealand.
Yep, Bradshaw flashed the ball. Alberto got his hand to it, just made the steal in it. So what looked to be becoming a two-pointer for New Zealand turns into a turnover.
This is Paul Henare. That was a great hesitation dribble on Pepe Sanchez. He goes down the lane. And then he comes back with an unsportsmanlike foul called on Paul Henare. That's his third. That's trouble for New Zealand. That's trouble for New Zealand with that man on the line shooting two, Manu Ginobili.
Well, his percentage is such that if he shoots 1,000 of these, 900 are going to drop. We hope he doesn't get that many, but he's got the two. And possession from halfway. It's a 10-point spread now, and Argentina could take control of the game if they score on this possession. New Zealand scored first in this period, but haven't been able to do anything since. Nocchioni against Kirk Penny. Goes to the hoop, leaves it short. Bradshaw gets the rebound. He's got to keep that ball higher, he says. Got a tendency to bring it down, and occasionally loses it after getting a clean rebound.
Because of the quickness of people's hands at this tournament, they're able to, oh, that's a lovely offensive move by New Zealand. Kirk Penny delivered a dime to Phil Jones. Easy layup.
Would you like sugar with that, sir? He gets the two, and it's a 43-35 spread. Back to that 8-point lead. Ginobili pushing Dickel away and still has composure enough to get up a good shot. The basket doesn't count. Dickel collects the foul. And Ginobili brushes Dickel away. Al Sparky, not to be intimidated by the NBA star.
We get a lot of texts and emails from back home saying why our commentary isn't as vocal towards New Zealand. Because we're doing the world commentary in English, Bob, sometimes we have to be not so nationalistic with New Zealand and just let the fans back home in New Zealand know that this is going to the world, so we sometimes sound like we're a bit neutral.
Well, our hearts are there, but it's great basketball. You got a great team like Argentina. Whatever happens, you've got to love it like that.
You've got to love someone like Manu Ginobili. He just is a straight scorer.
Cameron goes up over the backboard. It's rebounded or saved by Ginobili. And Argentina now just getting away from New Zealand, 45-35. And the score underneath by Nocchioni. He's been pretty quiet. Is a Chicago Bulls star, leading scorer and rebounder for them in the NBA playoffs. Finished earlier this year. Tons of talent everywhere you look. 6 players in that team with NBA experience. Then you got players like Walt Kavitsky. Jones, ball kicked out of bounds. He's claiming he was pushed, and Ginobili just turns his back and hustles out of the picture.
Well, he may have been pushed, but he did dribble it off his foot as well.
All that protesting is for naught. 47-35, 12-point lead. It was 8 at the end of the first half, and uncharacteristically, Sanchez just throws the ball out of bounds. He's disgusted with himself.
Well, Argentina actually are keeping New Zealand in the game by some of their turnovers and some of their bad shooting from the outside. So if you're a New Zealand fan, you've got to be happy with some of the things Argentina does.
Well, they hate playing New Zealand, absolutely hate it. They know how physical New Zealand can be. They hang around and hang around. Now Scola getting upset. Meadow Cameron protected the ball.
Well, that's the third foul. Luis Scola, his third foul. Peter Cameron gets a trip to the bench. Casey Frank comes in. No, sorry, he's just wiping himself with a towel, which is characteristic of big Peter Cameron.
I must say, the air conditioning in here is far better than it was in Hiroshima. You can actually feel the effects of it. Jones can't get the three-pointer. Long pass ahead, Ginobili. They sting quickly.
Well, when you've got the rebounding power that the Argentinians have, someone like Manu Ginobili can afford to run out and basket hang, be a bit of a seagull out there and get the easy layup.
Well, Tickle dribbles through trouble, puts up the three-pointers, bit of a brick over to Kirk Penny. Now we got Pero Cameron called for throwing an elbow after he gets that free throw. He doesn't like the call, of course he doesn't. That's his third foul, and he's in trouble. We've got Henry on three, Cameron on three, and New Zealand just coming a little bit unstuck here. 49-35, Argentina. Got them in a vice, and they just turn it one crank every time up the court. Nocchioni underneath. Volkovitsky, the big center. And Alberto gets a shot off his own rebound. But this shot.
Well, Alberto just keeps padding his stats with offensive rebounds. Sometimes you got to think to yourself, is he missing those intentionally?
Kirk Penny trying to halt the 8-0 run. Goes to the hoop and he draws a foul. It's going to be against Nocchioni, I believe, with the body.
Well, the good thing about Kirk Penny, he doesn't always rely on his three-point shooting. He does take the ball to the basket as well.
We got a timeout taken with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the third period. New Zealand want to talk things over because they're down 51-35 against Argentina. Well, a good crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena being entertained at halftime. And here's Coach Pat Baldwin of New Zealand.
Hold it, then reverse. There. Understand? If we come back, don't use that, throw, fill the corner, fill the post. Okay? So it saves us a bit of time. Understand? Tempo, run. Defensively, we got to turn it up. You got to...
Juega un back pick. No defiendan el balón. Pensando en el back pick, porque lo están aclarando.
Well, off the turnover comes a Ginobili dunk, and they've doubled their halftime lead. It's now 16 points. New Zealand in trouble here. New Zealand have managed 6 points in the third period, and they're being outscored 14-6. Manu Ginobili steps out of the lane and allows Kirk Penny to have a go at a couple of free throws. Penny, one of the leading free throw shooters in the tournament on 87%, misses his first there. Casey Frank is tied with Penny. They were 13 of 15 coming into the game, and Penny misses 2. Ouch, that hurts. You cannot miss gift free throws. 3 of 6 now from the line. The Argentinians have shot 17 free throws by comparison, made 13 of them. That's probably the difference in the ball game. And Frank has a go at Sanchez, puts him off the shot. Dickel up quickly. New Zealand trying to run, have not been able to get a fast break in the game yet. Little spin dribble. Dickel gives it to Rampton. Off the glass, he's got 2. Good little understanding. Rampton finishes it off.
Well, that's a good little power move by Tony Rampton. Able to finish quite easily in the end.
Rampton against Ginobili, behind the back dribble. Now that's a push. No harm. Probably saved 2 points as Ginobili goes behind his back here and goes to the right. And he would have had Rampton dead for money. So from the line, Ginobili, 90% free throw shooter. Can't say enough about this guy. 1.98 inches tall. 1.98 meters tall.
Now it's your time.
Great height.
Now it's your time to get the tongue twisted.
For a guard.
6'6" guard, Manu Ginobili.
And he looks small on the court. He does everything so well. Slashing driver. He's replaced. Number 10 coming into the game as Carlos Delfino. Delfino, 23 years old. He's 2 meters tall, so more size for size. And another one of these very, very competent athletic guards for Argentina. Frank gives it off to Phil Jones. Immediately picked up good switching defense from the Argentinians. Inside, Frank puts the ball to the floor, goes to the hoop. Can't get it. Somehow ends up with the ball. And he gets the 2 points on the putback. New Zealand 53. Argentina 53, New Zealand trailing on 39.
Very fortunate offensive rebound there by Casey Frank. He was able to convert it though.
Sanchez makes his move. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The 3-point shot. Another miss. They had not made a 3-point shot yet. Dickel spinning against Sanchez. Gives it off to Penny. Little fake. The bounce. Gets clear. Can't put it down. Frank gets a hand to it. But again, it's a one-shot offense for New Zealand. They don't score. They're not going to get the ball back. Good hustle from Casey Frank. He steps on the baseline. Well, that's what New Zealand has to do. Frustrate, hassle, carry Argentina into mistakes. They've got to light it up at the other end. New Zealand, 4 of 22, 18% from beyond the arc, 51% 2-point shooting. Now that's pretty good. 56% for Argentina. But Argentina have had 19 cracks, 19 tosses from the charity stripe and have hit on 15 of them. So many ways in which Argentina holds a little bit of an edge, and as a result, they lead by 14. Casey Frank, the jump shot, can't find it. Boucher makes a steal, good clean steal. That's why they hate him.
Oh, Dylan Boucher does what he does best, getting inside, getting his hands on the basketball.
Dickel passes up an 8-footer, and it's attempt to make a pass to somebody on the baseline. Jeff, if you had your confidence as a shooter, you would just knock that one down.
Unfortunately for New Zealand, they don't have the confidence in shooting. They've shown that throughout the tournament. They've shown glimpses of their good shooting touch in the last couple of games. Mark Dickel's on 2 fouls. New Zealand in the penalty. Every time New Zealand foul, Argentina will go to the line.
2 minutes, 18 seconds left in the third period, and Argentina have stretched their lead out to 14. There it is, another one. That's 15. It was 5 points at the end of the first period. It was 8 points at halftime, and it's up to 15 right now. And stepping into the lane too early is Fabricio Oberto, number 7. So that nullifies the shot. Didn't go in anyway. It's been a lot of that in this tournament. Players stepping into the lane too early. That's, I think, holdover from NBA basketball. Dickel gives it away to Phil Jones. In the game for Kirk Penny. Into the corner. And look at the defense. Hounded by the big man, Volkovitsky. Comes way high and he can't find it. This time Nocchioni sees Boucher around and immediately covers the ball. 1:50 left to play in the first half. And Argentina just clinical and just doing enough to put the pressure constantly on New Zealand without expending a whole lot of energy, Jeff. I hate to say it, but that's the truth.
Very efficient use of the basketball, Argentina. They don't extend themselves too much defensively at this stage of the game.
Well, New Zealand shooting just isn't forcing them to do a whole lot. Volkovitsky just left alone, no locking off on the weak side.
Another offensive rebound. That's 13 offensive rebounds by Argentina. And they've scored on just about every one of them, Bob. Points in the paint, just killing New Zealand. It's the easy one. as Mark Dickel goes to the basket. He's fouled by Delfino.
Delfino's protesting that one, but his arms did get tangled up with Dickel. Dickel made sure of that. And just one-on-one hustle went to the board.
Well, the
They're gonna get a
graphics
couple of free
is
throws.
Pagoni was the fella, but the official scoreboard has given it to Delfino.
New Zealand outscored in the third period, 19-10 thus far. There's 1 minute and 20 seconds left to play. Argentina not motoring away, but certainly being very clinical in the application of defense. They're just giving New Zealand nothing but one-shot offense, and they're just picking up at the other end the occasional offensive board to get an easy putback off a miss. They have not made a three-point shot. They're 0 for 13. They hate that. But as long as they're getting the putbacks off the missed shot off offensive boards, they'll be pretty happy. And fouled long before the shot was taken, and Phil Jones.
That's only his first foul for Phil Jones. Well, New Zealand, like they did in the first half, are hanging around. Unfortunately, they started this half with a deficit, and Argentina haven't built a great lead in terms of this third quarter. Coupled with the half-time deficit, it looks bigger.
Well, again, the ball goes out of bounds off Dylan Boucher, and Lady Luck refuses to smile. Boucher got his hand to it, but just couldn't control it. Goes out of bounds, and so it's as good as an offensive board.
Kirk Penny back into the game for Phil Jones. Shooter for shooter, like for like.
Trigioni finds number 10, Delfino. He's ghosting baseline, gives it to Nocchioni, takes steps, there's no call. Ooh, I hate it when a player gets the pass like that, shuffles his feet, getting ready to shoot, there's no whistle. Ball goes out of bounds. Now we've got a timeout taken by Argentina. 1 minute, 1 second left to play in the third period. And Argentina have opened up a 16-point lead over New Zealand, 57-41.
Dill, you take baseline. You have Tony, you take weak side. Casey, you got middle. All right. Casey, Kirk, you're there. Okay. We want to see if we can force the ball down here. Mark, see if you can deny everything out of this area. Leave that open. You don't front the post. Okay. Tony, play deep in here. But on any skip, you got to come up on it. Okay. Offensive end, they want to run fade for Kirk. Okay. But whenever Ben catches the ball on the bench post, catch it up here, okay, stepping out. I want you to ball fake this way. Kirk, I want you to flare hard, way over there. You can hit him down in this area, okay? As soon as you set that flare screen, slip, so that if your man switches, we can go right there. All right? Let's go 20, make this series. 1, 2, 3.
Remember, 11 is not a great shooter.
New Zealand will be trying to get Kirk Penny coming off a pick, going to the shooting guard to see if he can hit a couple. A massive, well, not a massive, but a significant rebounding advantage to Argentina, 37-26, and lots of them, in fact, 14 of them on the offensive board. You hardly ever see that, Jeff. Almost more off the offensive board than the defense.
Great steal there by Casey Frank. The New Zealand defense worked very well there. 2 passes down the court, easy layup for Kirk Penny. Half-court trap by New Zealand.
First points off a fast break by New Zealand in the game.
Here's another steal.
Takes it away from Volkovitsky, goes up, and Volkovitsky trailing. Dickel just took it a little bit casual from the corner. Penny, can he hit it? No. Tony Rampton gets it, kicks it out. Dickel saves it.
Offensive rebound by New Zealand for Tony Rampton. That's good signs if you're a New Zealander.
But you have to give it to Argentina. It could have been a 4-0 run against them, but defense keeps them in the game. They just punish you. Here's truth in the old adage that no matter if you're not shooting well, you've got to continue to play good defense. Argentina's doing that.
Nocioni, he fouls. Casey Frank going to the basket. I suspect Casey Frank will be on the line. Yes, he is. That's Nocioni's third foul. Well, this is good news for New Zealand in terms of trying to peg back this 14-point deficit. Casey Frank, as you said before, along with Kirk Penny, is in the top 10 in free throw shooting as Kirk Penny comes out of the game. He's just come into the game. Sorry, I can tell you why Tab Baldwin's done that. He's brought on his defensive unit to try and stop Argentina from scoring in this last 6.9 seconds. A good move by Coach Baldwin.
Well, Frank now 14 of 16 in the tournament from the free throw line. He's in the top 10 in free throw shooting, and just as I say that, he misses one, and a push in the back by Paul Henry. That's his fourth foul.
It's so unfortunate for New Zealand because that is his fourth foul. And he was put in there for the defensive effort. And from that shot there, you would have thought it was Casey Frank that fouled, not Paul Henry. So unfortunately, backfired on Coach Tab Baldwin, inserting another defender, and they get the foul. No time off the clock, 6.9 seconds still. Now Argentina have an opportunity to increase on this 13-point lead.
Well, there's the first one. They're shooting very, very well from the stripe. They do as a team. 18 of 24, 75%. As a team, they're shooting 79%, so a little bit of an off day, but most teams would be happy with that. 19 of 25. Time ticking away, 4 seconds. Dickel down the paint, kicks it out. Spike high, and New Zealand's frustrations continue. Dickel had a look at the basket. You see him holding his face in anguish. Kirk Penny, Tab Baldwin, unhappy. Nothing going right for the Kiwis. They're certainly putting in the effort, but at the end of 30 minutes of play, Argentina in control here. 59, New Zealand 44. Now highlights from that third period. Henry. Nice pass. Well, he takes his man left and gets a layup. Ginobili, the class of the man. Dallas Spurs player. And Fernandez, the new coach, the debutante, the World Championship. What a team he's inherited. A little bit like the coach of Spain. You walk into the camp and you've got a championship team. Ginobili 20, Alberto 15, and the rest of the players figuring it a little bit. Scola, the workhorse in the middle with 8.
Let's get Dylan on the weak side, okay? Down low.
Nobody in double figures yet. Bill Jones
And we got 2 wings, doesn't matter who it is.
coming back a little bit in this game. Top scoring with 9 along with Kirk Penny.
Now listen, after we get a few touches in motion, I want to run a couple of pins and curls for Craig. Let's go. We're running for Piro, they're on to Piro, okay? We might get a good look for Craig, okay? Got to get on the board. Go to the boards on that action, all right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, Okay.
10 minutes of play to go. This is the first of the 8 games. First of the day, a 10 a.m. start here in Tokyo Saitama Sports Arena, Super Sports Arena. New Zealand, unless they make a run, a big run, at Argentina in this 10 minutes, are out of the tournament. It's a knockout stage, and Argentina showing their class. They're not burning up too much energy, just doing enough to frustrate New Zealand. Defensively, they always come to play. Offensively, well, it's a game they'd rather forget because they're 0-13 from beyond the arc. Jeff Green, can the Kiwis make a run?
Well, New Zealand have to do better defense, just as we say that. Mark Dickel gets a steal. So you've got to be happy with that if you're a New Zealand fan. It's down to 13. I think New Zealand have surprised a lot of people by the fact that they've been able to keep Argentina down to such a low score.
Well, and then Ginobili.
They haven't been able to keep that man down to a low score. That's the key.
And he
gets
goes
too
left.
deep into the lane.
8 times out of 10, Ginobili goes left. Inside, Kirk Penny, little fake. Double team, back out to Boucher. Bradshaw working it around outside. Dickel Back to Bradshaw, another bad pass, another turnover for New Zealand, just when the energy has given them 2 points. They've picked up the pace of the game, a turnover. Let's see her out of the tire. Ginobili, nice pass, look at that. And he still manages to get a second shot at it. Boucher picks it off, and here comes New Zealand. The big man underneath. Nope, back out of the corner. Penny's got it. New Zealand making a run here.
Well, Argentina get it for their man, Ginobili.
That was a 2, not a 3. It's down to 13 points. Underneath. Probably overpassing a little bit there. And the ball, as you see, as luck would have it, it drops for Alberto. It doesn't drop for New Zealand.
Fabricio Alberto. Well, the referee motioned you there that Dylan Boucher had his hands at an angle, but he didn't. He was straight up. But you heard the big slap from way up here.
Well, we had 2 lessons from you on that, and then the referee misses it. They say that people learn things when they've been introduced to it 3 times. So say it once more. The referee will cotton on to it.
Back to a 15-point lead for Argentina. New Zealand briefly had a bit of a spurt.
Well, they're so steady from the free throw line. They may not be making 3-pointers. In fact, they've sort of given up shooting them. But free throw shooting 19 points off of 26 attempts. Good day at the office for anybody. For Argentina, pretty average. Bradshaw can't make the 3, and New Zealand's 3-point shooting becoming pretty woeful again. 4 of 25 that they'd made. Ouch. 40% of those, they'd be in the ball game well and truly.
That's all you can say about that, Bob, that shooting percentage. Ouch. It's hurting someone.
Scola kicks it back. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Prigioni from a long way out. Doesn't get it. Bradshaw brings it down. And he's still bringing that ball too low. Almost had it stolen again. Dickel on the free throw line. And not shooting that ball. A point guard with confidence would have nailed it. Kirk Penny from the top of the key. In and out. Bradshaw gets the putback off the offensive board. Second in the game for him.
Well, lovely little rebound there. Kirk Penny, that was in and out. But look at the bounce. The quickness of Craig Bradshaw inside.
If New Zealand was going to upset Argentina today, this time of the day would be the chance because they're not shooting well at all. As Ginobili just ran into a wall called Cameron. There was no whistle. It was just like a man bouncing off a trampoline.
Well, Manu Ginobili still talking to the referees, motioning that, there was a bit of a bounce. Surely there was a foul. He felt it.
Probably a charging foul. Bradshaw has another look from the 3-point line. He's got it.
Great little shot by Craig Bradshaw.
Wow.
He went back down to 12.
12-point lead, 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go, and Argentina starting to talk a little, chattering out there on the court. New Zealand refusing to go away. In fact, just causing a little bit of little talk. But look at the roll. Luis Scola ring and it falls in. New Zealand puts it on the ring and hops out.
But the key for Luis Scola there getting an easy 2 was the fact that Argentina just worked that short baseline with someone like Fabricio Alberto, and it's, as the defense rotates, he's able to pass it inside, and the Argentinian big men have had a field day inside the New Zealand zone.
Field day indeed. Delfino, number 10, picks up the foul. He was trying to draw the charge as Dickel went inside, but the ref just didn't agree with him. So Dickel's claiming that he was shooting. He wanted to. Now the referees go over and say, no, it was well before the shot. There was no shot.
Yeah, no. One referee is saying, no, that was 2 shots. Yeah, it is 2 shots.
Oh, well.
Sparky Dickel, he took his case to the World Court, and the court heard it. One of the referees, 1 out of 3 heard it, and said, no, you're right, Mark Dickel.
Mal Dickel's got a career in law.
Well, he's 50%. He's
50% or defense.
He's 50% in terms of going to the World Court.
Prosecuting his case. He gets the first free throw. And it's down to a 9-point lead. This could make it a 10-point lead. A little bit of a comeback here from New Zealand. 3 of 3. The free throw line for Dickel. He's got them both. And immediately Paul Henry comes into the ballgame for Dickel.
There's something wrong with the heading there, Bob. It's a 12-point ball game. I thought you said it was down to 10. Can you get your abacus looked at, please?
I'm sure what I saw on the board was maybe I'm just too keen. My abacus blew a fuse, I guess. 67-55. It'll be 10 in just a moment here when we get to the defensive stop here from New Zealand. Ginobili from a long way out. Oh, that was a good push there. The push gets the rebound. There was no whistle.
Yeah, Kirk Penny got a great push in the back by Luis Scolar.
Even the commentators around us and the journalists let out a whoop on that one. Boucher gets his hand to the ball, rolls out of bounds, and they give it to Argentina. On the game in sort of the doldrums here, Argentina just would love to have it finished. They'd like to walk off the court with a 12-point win and be done with this. New Zealand struggling valiantly, trying to get into the game, and they're not in sync or playing well. Long way away and another miss. That's 0 of 16. Beyond the arc for Argentina.
Well, this will be very interesting if New Zealand can score right here.
This is the day. This is the time when New Zealand has the best opportunity. And the pushing foul. No, they call Rampton.
Oh, they call Tony Rampton on an offensive foul. He had position, and everyone around the commentary position are all waving their arms, are smiling and thinking, how on earth was that one called on Tony Rampton? He had body position. He had everything. I thought Scolar went over the top of him.
Well, frustration creeping into the game, even to the commentators here. But Argentina back to work, and New Zealand continue to hustle. They're playing a 1-2-2 zone. Because Argentina has not been able to score from beyond the arc, they're going to make them attempt to. That Scolar comes from over the back.
Offensive charge on Luis Scolar.
Where? How? I didn't. Well,
Fiddle Cameron, he took the charge. The Argentinians, here we go. You watch this. Yeah, Fiddle Cameron just stood his ground. And everyone thought, well, Argentina, they thought that they were going to get that. That's 4 fouls on Luis Scolar, and he's letting the referee know it.
And timeout taken. We've got 4:56 left to play in the game, and New Zealand trailing Argentina by 12, 67-55. The crowd being entertained during the timeout. New Zealand trailing Argentina, refusing to go away. They've cut it back to a 12-point lead. It was 15 at the end of 3 periods of play.
You go real hard, go all the way corner. Probably just have a look at your man when you get there. If he's hanging back from here, go right to the rim. Look at that as well. You're up here. Look at Paulie down at the rim. But look at your man before you go there. Don't take your man there. But if he's hanging here, turn around and go to the rim.
Mark Tickle,
you got to go right out.
Not listening too much about the timeout, watching the showgirls first. Well, who can blame him, I suppose, Bob?
Well, good entertainment during the break, but New Zealand really need to concentrate. Ginobili, I don't know what he's talking to his teammates about, but he's talking to the referee there.
Yeah, no, he's talking to the referee. He's back there, he's waving his arms there. He's talking to the referee, look.
I don't think he liked coming off the trampoline. That was Cameron's stomach flat on the deck. And New Zealand's woes continue. They haven't really had a tournament they'd be happy with. They've won 2 games, they've gotten into the top 16, and they just haven't played good basketball.
Well, you've got to look at it from this point of view, though, Bob. Remember, 450 million people play this game around the world. New Zealand are ranked 16. They're in the top 16. This is still a great performance by a team that's not playing well. Imagine if they had just bought maybe another 25 to 30% of energy. 212 countries around the world play this game. It's still a great performance.
Oh, it certainly is, and it's very impressive as well. And there we go, a 3-pointer for the big guy, and now
it's down under 10.
Abacus says it's a 9-point lead to Argentina. How's that? I've got it plugged back in, it's firing.
Well, 4.5 minutes to go in the game. New Zealand making a little bit of a mini push. If they can get a defensive stop here, you've got to say that they'll be sitting pretty.
Well, pesky New Zealand, 14 of 8. They're leading Argentina in this quarter. Just won't go away. Sanchez misses another, a clunker from beyond the three-point line, and the ball bounces high right into Argentina's hands. Can you believe it? Delfino.
0 for 17, Argentina.
Ginobili penetrates the kick out. No, he gives it to Scola. Back to Ginobili. He'll have one. And finally, he breaks the ice with a three.
1 of 18 for Argentina, and that one could be the one that broke the New Zealand bank.
Yep, that's the game saver. 3:38 and counting down. Pero Cameron from the corner, little fake. Can he get it? He doesn't. Delfino wraps up the ball on the rebound, and Argentina will go into their shell again. They'll just move that ball around, chew up lots of time, and they want to walk away from here with a win, a comfortable win. They don't want to take chances with New Zealand. The kick out pass, Scola has it just pulled away from him by Cameron. Pass ahead. And again, Kenny just couldn't get it to Henry, and you see the looks of anguish on the players' faces.
Well, that was something New Zealand need. Just turnovers.
It hurts to watch it.
And the Argentinian defense, they were gone.
So close, so painfully far away. 70-58, 12 points, and we're counting down. There's 3 minutes left to play. Delfino. Argentina can count themselves, well, a little bit relieved to get out of this game. Not that they've been in trouble. And there we go, the class of the little man.
The quality of that man, Manu Ginobili. He's done what he's needed to do for Argentina today. That's 25 points. He dissects the New Zealand defense.
Well, you notice he stayed away from the trampoline this time, Jeff.
Oh, he faded away from Peter Cameron. He didn't want to get hammered again.
Timeout taken, 2:51 to play. New Zealand have called a timeout, and Argentina leading now by 14 points, 72-58.
Que ustedes trabajen sin la bola todo el tiempo, ¿sí? Porque ellos los ajustes o los recuperos lo hacen a los pases. Todo lo que hacen, ellos quieren sobremarcar los movimientos de ustedes. Y hay una vez que sucede lo de Manu ahí, ¿sí? Pepe, podés jugar, por ejemplo,
17 offensive rebounds. Along with the bad shooting night for New Zealand again, has really helped Argentina.
Yeah, but Argentina out-rebounding New Zealand 44-30. Turnovers have evened up here in the fourth period. New Zealand putting a little pressure on Argentina. 16 for Argentina, 17 for New Zealand. Free throw shooting well, 19 points off 26 attempts for Argentina. New Zealand, 8 of 12. That could be the difference. And finally, a three-pointer there from Ginobili. That's the first, 1 of 18. Boy, will they be unhappy about that. But they know that happens in basketball. They're probably not going to shoot that badly from beyond the arc again.
I'll tell you what, Argentina would love to get this game out of the way. And they'd love that shooting percentage because they know to win the championship, they can't shoot that bad again.
Well, players are superstitious, and they think that's the bad one. It's come and gone. We're over it. We're past it.
25 points for Manu Ginobili. He's got an opportunity to make it 26 for the game.
If he makes his free throw, he's got 8 of Argentina's 14 points in this quarter. Well, he's a gem. He's a gem. 73-58, 15 points to spread. It was 15 at the end of the third period. Pero Cameron gives it off. Phil Jones, double team, and he bounces it out of bounds.
Well, there's a man that's
so
just
symptomatic of the team's effort.
Well, that's a man that's totally out of sync with his basketball game. He's just given such stellar service to New Zealand over the years, Phil Jones.
Sanchez lazily brings it over halfway. They're going to use up 23 seconds every time that they can. I think he took a double dribble there. There was no whistle. He pulled the ball up, then put it back on the floor. Now, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Scola. Nice little pop.
Wasn't that lovely by Luis Scola? He went to shoot the ball, saw Alberto cutting to the basket and just dropped it off.
Dickel can't get it. Bradshaw couldn't get the offensive board. It would be a pity if New Zealand finished up more than 20 points in arrears. Somehow that wouldn't be just, but they could very well here. 75-58, 153 and counting down. And Argentina dispose of New Zealand, not haughtily, certainly with a lot of effort, but they haven't been extended to the maximum. And Boucher,
well, if you're a lip reader,
fouled out.
you can't really say what Dylan Judge just said to the referee as he fouled out. But if you're a lip reader, you could understand that if you're an English lip reader, that is. So he fouls out. You've got to understand, Bob, minute 45, 17 down. Argentina are ranked number 2 in the world. They're the Olympic champions. They finished second at the 2002 World Championships. They are one of the tournament favourites. And if they get over this hurdle, which I'm sure they're going to, this New Zealand hurdle right now, they are picked to play the US in the final. All the money in Tokyo and in Japan at the moment is in Argentina-USA final. A lot of teams, though, around them are very good. Lithuania comes to mind. They've been one of the dark horses. España.
Don't look past Greece. There's another tough team. Italy's been playing good basketball. Turkey has been one of the surprises here.
Well, our friends from Turkish television in front of us, they love New Zealand because of that New Zealand connection.
Okay, 19-point lead, 135. New Zealand have got to score. They found it so tough to hang on to the ball possession-wise. Argentina on a 10-0 run have rescued the game. It's all over Dickel. Looking for, well,
he needed Craig Bradshaw to go to the basket rather than just stand and block his man out. Coach Tab Baldwin on screen.
Could have put it up himself. Scola into the corner, kicks it high. And they're going to use up time. We're coming down to 1 minute, 60 seconds. Down to 107. And that'll just be waning minutes of the game here. Alberto, that's just so good. It's up to 21 points.
They've done exactly what they've done the whole game. Pick holes into the New Zealand defense. They've got deep into the lane with their passes or their shots and made easy baskets inside. Simple game plan for Argentina. It's been clinical. It may not have been pretty at times, but it's been clinical, Bob.
And Bradshaw, uncontested, got his hands to the ball but couldn't hang on to it. And at the other end, I guess it's catching because Sanchez couldn't hold on to the pass. And the fans from Argentina singing their songs, they're jubilant. They know their team is going into the quarterfinals. Dickel this time goes the length of the lane and gets a 2. He's on the deck. Pass ahead, Scola manages to save it. They're just toying with New Zealand. Down to 20 seconds. Sanchez, there's 13 on the shot clock. They'll try to do something with it. He dribbles out of trouble.
Oh, what a lovely pass by Sanchez.
Runaway, Dickel. He's marked by Delfino, who just gives him the 2, and New Zealand cut it back to a 79-62 lead. Now that's better than a 20-point pasting. Somehow, it seems better, but Argentina, the class of this team, you watch out, United States. Argentina is here for real. It's the only championship they do not hold, and they're after it. So at the end of this game, New Zealand have tried very, very hard, but to no avail. Argentina survived in good style, 79-62. New Zealand, very disappointed with the whole tournament they've had. They've tried so hard, but nothing has worked for them. They just haven't lived up to their potential.
I think it's the fact that they are ranked 16th in the world. There are 450 million people that play this game. There are 212 countries in the world that play this. New Zealand has come to this tournament with higher expectations. I believe they could have got into the top 8. After that, it would have been anyone's guess. But it's just a couple of things have been glaring for New Zealand. Shooting percentages absolutely killed them. Some defensive lapses have hurt them. Rebounding has definitely hurt them. And turnovers. So they're the sort of 4 things that have really hurt them this whole tournament. But you've got to take your hat off to them, Bob. I'm not too disappointed with the fact they made the top 16. You know, that's definitely a goal. They've solidified themselves in terms of, you know, they may move up in the rankings, but look at Argentina. 1 of 18 from the 3-point line. New Zealand just shows their shooting percentage hasn't been great, 6 of 30. But look at the offensive rebounds, 17 offensive rebounds. That's one of the weaknesses. Turnovers, 19 to 17. But, you know, there are things there that you can see why New Zealand hasn't been able to progress in this tournament any further. And, it all sticks out at you. It's very simple statistical analysis that you can look at.
Well, New Zealand just haven't shot well. And they're very, very disappointed, but we salute them. They're ranked 16th in the world coming into this match, and they finish up in the top 16. You got to take your hats off to the Kiwis. We salute you. Paul Henry going in, makes it 2. And joining me now is Dylan Boucher. And I know the team is not happy with the way they played. Argentina is so clinical. Some of the refereeing calls probably not the best. Dylan Boucher, I know it's sad, but I got to ask the question, what's it like? A disappointing campaign. It's all over now. What's the feeling like? What's the mood like?
Yeah, obviously we didn't start the tournament well, and you know, we got a couple of wins and got to this point, and we're very happy to get to this point. But you know, we really didn't want to face Argentina. It's been a quality team that they are, and you know, we ended up going against them, and we knew we could beat them if we played our style of basketball, but we really didn't produce the style we wanted throughout the whole tournament, and that's why we'll walk away from this tournament being probably a bit of a disappointment, because we didn't play the basketball we wanted to. We wanted to leave the floor tonight playing the sort of basketball we wanted to play, and I don't feel like we did that, and that's disappointing.
Okay, can you put your finger on it? What was missing? Is there anything that you can see?
If one glaring weakness was just the talk on defense and the defensive intensity. I mean, we all know defense and rebounding wins basketball games, and they absolutely hammered us on the boards and got us with backdoor cuts and little dinky passes, and you know, that's just defense, and you know, we're just top penetration, but just overall defense, and we just didn't shoot the ball well throughout the whole tournament, and again, that's probably down to a little bit of our offense execution as well.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I know you just finished the game. We do salute you. We like the effort you put in. It's just a pity you couldn't have gone a bit further in the tournament.
That's right. I just want to thank everyone back home for supporting us, and all the fans and wives and girlfriends that are over here too. Thank you.
So there you see it. Argentina, fairly easy winners in the end against New Zealand, 79-62. But look at the feast we've got coming up. And the rest of the day, Italy versus Lithuania. That'll be up next. In this great Saitama Sports Arena, what a fantastic scene for the World Championships 2006.